A very good afternoon to you and welcome to Lunchtime News, coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst studio here in Colombo. I'm Stephanie Lazarus. Before we go into the stories in detail, here's a look at the headlines. President warmly welcomed in New York City. Important information revealed about the suspect of the Kotadenia murder of Seya Sadewni. Services of two officers of the Moratoa police the post office suspended over throwing a stack of letters into a sewage pit. 6 Indian fishermen. Now to those stories in detail. President Maithripala Sirisena, who left the island last morning to attend the 70th United Nations General Assembly, arrived in New York this morning. The Sri Lankan High Commissioners for Washington and New York extended a warm reception to President Maithripala Sirisena as he arrived at the hotel where he will be accommodated until the conclusion of his visit. The President and the Sri Lankan delegation which accompanied him are scheduled to participate in the UN General Assembly scheduled to commence tomorrow.
The inaugural session of the United Nations General Assembly is scheduled to get underway at 9:45 a.m. tomorrow in New York under the title Peace, Security and Human Rights. Pope Francis is scheduled to address the Assembly at the inaugural session tomorrow. The session will also see a number of civil representatives, representatives of the host nation and the General Secretary of the United Nations to deliver their speeches. The President is also scheduled to address the UNGA on the 30th of this month.
A number of bilateral discussions are slated to be held on the sidelines of the President's visit. Meanwhile, 2 police teams headed by an ASP have been appointed to apprehend the suspects connected with the shooting which was carried out inside the Kaduwala Magistrates Court premises yesterday. The police said that a search operation have also been launched to nab the 2 suspects who had fled while under police custody during the shooting. The suspect who was shot at yesterday while being escorted to court from prison last morning. He is currently receiving treatment at the Colombo National Hospital. Police believe that the shooting was a result of a clash between 2 rival groups. Meanwhile, the suspect arrested in connection with the murder of Seya Sadewni in Kotadeniava has confessed to the crime. Acting police media spokesperson SSP Priyantha Jayakodi said that the suspect was arrested in Bemulla, Gampha yesterday. Meanwhile, UNP MP Buddhika Pathiran arrived at the CID earlier today. He arrived at the CID with regard to a statement made on a tender for the armed forces. Our correspondent said that the MP is currently making a statement to the CID. Meanwhile, it was reported this morning that a dead crocodile was found in the Kolpiti beach coast. However, residents of the Dehiwala area complained that wildlife officers have not been able to capture the animal. The Newsfirst reporter who went to the location was able to capture the crocodile in the beach in the morning.
These are the visuals from the Dehiwala beach coast at 9 a.m. today. The fishermen in the area say their livelihoods are at risk due to the presence of the crocodile. Even though 12 days have gone by, the crocodile has still not been removed from the area. However, last Monday at around 6 p.m, Wildlife Director General H.B. Ratnayaka said that a team of officers was sent to capture the crocodile. However, they have been unable to capture the animal to date.
Muslims in Sri Lanka mark Hajj, also known as Eid al-Adha, today. The Hajj festival is the second religious holiday in the Islamic calendar and is celebrated by Muslims all over the world.
The Hajj festival teaches believers the importance of solidarity and brotherhood. It is commemorated by many Muslims with a pilgrimage to Mecca during Hajj week. It is said that this is the largest gathering of Muslims in the world every year. Ceremonies were held at locations island-wide to mark Hajj.
Well, as mentioned on the headline, the services of 2 officers attached to the Moratua post office have been suspended over their suspected involvement in the recent discovery of a stack of letters addressed to voters by election candidates from a sewage pit.
Postmaster General Rohana Abhiratna said a decision was taken to effect the suspension of services of the 2 employees with immediate effect following preliminary investigations. 19,000 letters were discovered from the sewage pit.
An event was organised under the auspices of Minister of Ports and Naval Affairs Arjuna Ranatunga to mark the inaugural Maritime Week today.
The event was marked with a tree planting ceremony. We need a special study on the advantages we can reap as we are surrounded by the sea. I believe that we have fallen short of reaping even 10% of the benefits at hand. We should not only accept employment opportunities with regard to this from the government sector, we should also seek opportunities from the private sector. If we seek for assistance on how people should be educated about this from their childhood whilst improving the sector through the private and government sectors, I think we can generate employment opportunities in the naval sector in the future. Our children have good opportunities and demand to secure jobs overseas because of the quality education they receive. This brings in foreign revenue, therefore should be expanded further. I hope to work with regard to this, and I am in the process of studying the sector as I was sworn in as the Deputy Minister of Ports and Naval Affairs last week.
Leader of the Janaseta Peramuna, leader Radhavet Batramulle Sirla Ratanathera addressed a press conference in Colombo yesterday.
After farmers toil all day and night to protect their paddy harvest, the government is not purchasing the paddy. All who spoke on the election stage said that the farmer is a god, but all of them took the farmers' votes and became MPs.